Dusk brings me right back to my childhood. First-person shooters were some of the first games I played. Doom made a huge impact on me, and I played the free shareware version over and over. No idea why we didn't have the full version of that game. Anyway, Dusk is a nostalgia trip for sure. If you told me it was made back in the 90s, well, I would believe that. Dodging the projectiles feels like dodging a fireball from a Doom imp. Dusk even has cheat codes. Wow, not even hidden behind DLC. They stuck to the principles that made the classic FPSs great. The formula being limited story with a huge reliance on mechanics, which is exactly what you get in Dusk. There's some demon story and a creepy, omnipresent voice to fill some of the small gaps between levels, but who cares? That's not why I showed up. We're here to shoot the shit out of some mystical backwater cultists, possessed militants, and whatever the hell else the game throws at us. Dusk excels at bringing the madness. It's best when walking through tight corridors with the unknown right around the corner. There's some moments where I almost crapped myself when an enemy pops out of a dark corner or when they're standing there just as you turn right around the corner. It's in these really narrow areas where Dusk shines. It's incredibly intense and stressful with the unknown lurking behind closed doors and corners and everything. The game does well to keep you on your toes at all times with so many unexpected moments. I was shocked by doors opening up with a ton of enemies right behind it so many times. Nowhere is safe. However, Dusk doesn't go 100% full out the whole time. Thank God. They still have many more open areas that are more of a shooting gallery. In these areas, you strafe all the enemies while gunning them down. Dusk walks a line between hyper-scary and bloodthirsty shooting that keeps me engaged. They nailed the level design. And that's what we get for having handcrafted levels instead of randomly generated ones. I appreciate that. One tiny issue is that some levels require you to loop back around. Now, while most of the time either there's new enemies or there's a shortcut, when it's not there, it really breaks the immersion. It feels boring to walk back through areas you absolutely know nothing's going to happen in. I'm surprised since some levels even have bounce pads or like holes in the ground which you drop through into familiar rooms and then you can continue on. I can tell that there was a real effort made on most of the levels to make them seamless. So when it's really missing, that's what I'm saying, it's super obvious. In any event, one of my favorite parts of Dusk is the music. They have these super hard metal tracks that are fantastic. The best part is they're scripted to trigger only at certain points when you're about to mow down a ton of enemies. You're blasting away demons, they're blasting this music and melting your face off. As you kill the last enemy, the music fades and you're right back to the eerie atmospheric background music that goes along perfectly with the chilling corridors. Pumping the music up when there's the heart-pounding shooting galleries is perfect and helps reinforce the level design. Instead of playing the metal music constantly, which would get tedious, Dusk brings it when it counts. I hear the music and prepare myself for an onslaught of enemies that I can happily massacre. On a related note, there's one more aspect of the sound design that really works well to immerse the player. You can hear the enemies through the walls. Normally, I think that this would be a negative aspect, but here it emphasizes the threat right around the corner. Sometimes the enemy is literally right around the corner, but other times they're in a different part of the level, so it's unexpected what exactly is going to happen when you hear the sounds. It keeps me guessing and really nervous. Now, the secrets in the game are also worth mentioning. I didn't expect to find any at all. I wasn't really taking the time to search for them. I have a sharp eye, but if you remember games like Wolfenstein, they had secrets behind unmarked paintings, and I wasn't about to go around kissing every wall. However, the developers added in some simple ones that made me feel good for finding them. I know secrets are supposed to be this really rewarding and it's supposed to be crazy hard to find an unknown area, really searching for them. But while plenty of those do exist in Dusk, I think it's nice to give some to the player for finding and exploring a tiny tunnel in the wall or checking behind a weird generator thing. I was able to pick up some weapons earlier than when the game would have just handed them to me, and it felt rewarding.
My pet. You'll pay for that.
Keep in mind that there's no shortage of game here. There are 3 campaigns with 10 levels each and an endless mode. They also have plans to keep working on it next year with co-op and mod support. There's also a multiplayer mode. I expect players will be there, at least initially. Overall, Dusk is incredible, and I love it. They were hyper-focused on making a retro FPS, and they did it. With really well-crafted levels and a focus on detail, it truly is a joy to play. I had high expectations going in, and they were met. They were absolutely met. Obviously, I recommend you pick up Dusk right now.